Hi class, in this video I will share with you my notes and reviews on the first article that we read for this week. Is internet addiction a real thing? The first thing I notice in this article is the title. The title is a question that makes the readers think about possible answers. It also makes me think as to how about what they think about internet addiction. By having a question as a title, the reader already is making some sort of assumption and possible answers, and at the same time, it kind of makes us want to know what the answer to this question is. So, the effectiveness of having a question as a title is that we already connecting to the topic before reading the text. The second thing I noticed on this article is the year it was published. So you could see it's 2014, almost 5 years ago. And it also makes me wonder how recent this topic is and how much things have changed ever since this article was published, which is something that I can trust because, again, this was something recent and also something that I can actually do more research about and think about a possible topic for me to talk about in my expository essay. Another thing that I noticed that is very visible is the image, and the image usually is the one that will make the article more appealing. I already see a lot going on in this image. Two screens being used. One of them has probably Wikipedia, and the other one has another website. There's a lot of information on each screen, and then we see three different cell phones that are being used by just one person on a desk, which makes me think that this person might be addicted because there's a lot going on in this picture that seems that maybe again this person could be addicted to internet. So that makes me also think about how the purpose of this image is for us to maybe make that connection that perhaps internet addiction is a real thing. So again, without reading the content, I'm already making some assumptions and some speculations as to what this article would be. I'm already engaged by the title and the image, and I want to start reading to see why this or what the topic is and what information is going to provide. Other things that I noticed in this article, the very first paragraph, it starts with specific evidence. The author does not spend time talking about or introducing the topic. She goes right into the conversation and bringing evidence that would help us really connect more to the article by bringing this expert opinion. Mark Potenza. He's a psychiatrist at Yale University, and he's of course a very reputable person because he knows what he's talking about. So the author, chooses to use this evidence first to then lead into the conversation about internet addiction. And as I skim through the article without reading, I can see and notice that there's more evidence, more sources, data that she provides, specific articles that she also uses, and each of the paragraphs are very well balanced. You don't see a lot of very long paragraphs. There are about 14 paragraphs total that each of them contains a specific information and they all connect. For example, we have a specific question right at the end of this paragraph on page 1, and the next sentence or the next paragraph starts with the answer to the question prior to that paragraph. This is a very effective way to connect ideas and to connect paragraphs by having a question. The function of this question in this sentence allows the reader to keep reading. We want to be more engaged because there's a question that we want to know the answer of. And here it is, the next one. It's very conversational at the same time, and it keeps the momentum going. So it allows us to keep reading and really keep connecting to the whole conversation and evidence that she is providing in this article. Finally, I want to also pay attention to the way she ends this article. She is not really summarizing the whole article. She is elaborating a little more, kind of wrapping it up, and also having specific questions that would help us think about possible solutions. And then at the same time, there's a specific kind of follow up idea that she has at the end to provide the reader, to keep the reader, or I'm sorry, to keep the conversation going in this issue about internet addiction. The other thing, very final thing, is that she has a little bit of her bio here. We know who she is. There's a little cute picture here, but there are other articles that she has written that makes me think that she is an expert on the topic. She knows what she's talking about, and that's what she does. So I can trust the information that she's providing here, not only because she is a published author on the New Yorker, but she also knows and has done her research. It's not really personal opinion that she's providing. She's really careful as to provide expert opinion, data, and other reliable sources that I, as a reader, can trust. So, as you pay attention to other articles that you want to read, I want you to also really think about all the choices that the authors are making to make their expository writings more engaging and more meaningful to the reader. So let's try to do that with other articles, and hopefully this will help you for your community post.